as you enter the campground, there's a check-in station on the left. A bypass lane for those who have already checked in to continue on in when you first arrive. And you get your little paper sticker to put on your windshield. We're going to go to the left. It is Tunnel Village 2, which is an electric only campground. First of all, here on the left is a dump station with 2 dump ports, trash containers. There are 188 electric only hookup sites in Village 2. Let's take a quick look at those. I'm going to go down one street as a representative of the way they all look. We're going to go down one row here first. As you can see, all of the campsites in this campground area being electric only, it's a drive and you park on the side of the road and plug in. Most of these campsites have picnic tables. They all have picnic tables. All of the campsites in this area have picnic tables. Some have fire rings. After you come in, if you turn to the right, you're going to go to the trailer court, like this trailer did. And it has rows. It's arranged in rows, 100 row, 200 row, 300 row, etc. There are 321 full hookup sites divided into 3 sections, A, B, and C. Let's start here on the 100 row in the A section. And as you go down the road, it begins at 101 on the right, 102 on the left, 103 on the right, 104 on the left, 105 on the right. Then a restroom facility. There's a restroom facility sitting between row 100 and 200. 107 there across from the restroom. And then we come to 109 on the right, 110 on the left, 111 on the right, 112 on the left. Now you have a cross street. In each cross street there's no stop sign, no yield sign. You just have to be careful here. And then we enter the B section. Now the thing about the B and the C section is the first site on each side, on each section, B and C, on the right and the left is a dual hookup site. For instance, this is 113 and 115. You share one driveway. On this side, it's 114 and 116, and you share one driveway. And then the rest of the sites down the road until you get to the last 2 are single individual sites. 116 on the left, 119 on the right. Then there's a restroom facility, again between rows 100 and 200. There's 121 on the right there. And then there's 123 on the right. And then there is dual sites, 124, 126, they're shared. And then the last 2 that are shared, 2 campers occupy one site. 128 and 130, they're actually separate sites, but they share the same driveway. There's a little yield sign here. As you pass over into the C section, you have a dual site here, the first site. 2 campers share the site, 132 and 134. And then there's 136, 138 that share that site. and then 141 on the right by itself. And the view on the 100 row is of the mountains. It's a clear view across over to the road, Tunnel Mountain Road. Site 143 there is on the right. And then site 145 on the right. On the left, 146, no one there. And then the last two are dual sites again. Two campers share one driveway, 147, 149 on the right, and 148 and 150 there on the left. It's a really nice campground. All the sites are very roomy. Only time you may be a little bit cramped for spaces when you're sharing a site with a neighbor, where you have one drive for two rigs. Could get tricky if they were both trailers, and they're larger. There's a street lamp there by the restroom. It's in between 100 and 200 row. There's 3 restrooms in each section, A, B, and C. I'll show you where they are on the other ones. I'm just going to kind of go through here a little quicker. Got a little bit of sunlight to the west. All the rows are orientated east-west. We're now heading west. It's 6 o'clock in the evening as I'm driving through the park. Another restroom facility, a street light by the restroom. I'm pointing out street lights just because if you don't like light at night, you may want to pick a site that's kind of in between. On the first of the street here, there's a street light here in between this shared site. 213, 215. We're going to turn into the 300 row, 301 to 350. This is the A section. All drives are single hookup sites, 1 unit per drive in the A section. Plenty of room. As you can see from the sun's in the west behind me, I'm heading to the east. Some sites, here's our Casita trailer here on the right. It's fairly shady in the morning, a little bit of sun in the afternoon, and depends on where the sun is in the sky. There's lots of trees. If you get your trailer over far enough, you can take advantage of some of that shade. But at some point during the day, you're going to get a little bit of sun on your trailer. Okay, we're passed over into the B section. Again, B's and C sections have dual sites. The first site, this 313, 315 is a dual site. And here on the left, there's 314 and 316 is a dual, 2 rigs per site. And then we're back to single, 1 unit per drive sites. So here's site 321, has a street light on it. It's kind of in the middle of the drive. 323 on the right there, 324 on the left. And then we have a dual site at the end, 327, 29, and 2 units here on the left, 328 and 330. We're going to pass over to the C section. This is the 300 row C section. 331 to 351. 2 units share the site on the right and on the left, and then it goes back to 1 unit per drive. As you can see, there's a little bit less trees in the C section. We're going to continue down the row. This is the last unit on the right, 347, 349. 2 units are going to share this driveway. And then on the left, we have 2 units sharing 348 and 350. As we continue down the 400 row, we're in the B section, 427, 429 there on the left, and we're back to single sites, 424 on the right, 423 just passed on the left. Then we have a restroom facility with dumpsters. The restroom is in between the 400 and 500 rows, again in between 100, 200, 400, 500, and then in between 700 and 800 is where the restrooms are located in the center of each section A, B, and C, for a total of 9 restroom shower facilities in the campground. We're going to pass over into the A section. Again, just a reminder, the A section is all single sites, each drive 1 unit. Only the B and C have shared drives at the beginning and the end of each section. Lots of room for rigs, lots of room around your campsite, picnic tables. There's a restroom facility. Sometimes there's walk paths in between the street below and the street above a restroom facility. There's a graveled walk path that goes in between the streets so people can get down to the restroom facility from the street above or the street below. Just be aware of that. If you get a site across from the restroom, you may get a little traffic of people going to and from the restroom. Okay, here's the 500 row. We're starting out at 501 and goes all the way to 550 at the end. We're now heading east. 501 on the right, 502 on the left, then 503 on the right, 504 on the left, then 505 on the right, 506 on the left, a restroom facility and dumpsters again, a street light by the restroom, 508 on the left, 509 on the right, 510 on the left, 511 on the right, it's empty, 512 here on the left. Again, when we cross over into the B section, you're going to see 2 units sharing 1 driveway on the right. There's the 2 units sharing 1 drive. Kind of creative parking there. And you have 2 units that can share the drive here on the left too. And then we're back to single units per drive. You can see there's lots of room in the drives. It'll accommodate any size rig. Plenty of room to pull in and set up. The electric, water, and dump hookups are all there. The dump hookups are holes in the ground. You have to just put your fitting down in there. It doesn't have the screw connection where you screw in a little adapter on the end of your sewer hose. It's just a hole. So you have to drop your pipe in the hole or have a 90-degree that goes in the hole, something like that. But they are very close to the campground. They're not high. They're flush with the ground. They're real close to where you park. You can kind of see that as you go by. You can see how they're hooked up. Again, some of these sites don't have much shade, and this is the C section. The C section is a little more sparse on trees on some of the sites, but some have lots of shade, as you can see on the left there. Lots of shade there. 545 on the right, 546 on the left, shared site 547.49 on the right, and a shared site 548.550 on the left. Okay, that's the 500 row. The 600 row, we are now heading west. A little bit of sun glare. We're going to head west down here. The first two sites are two people sharing one driveway, and then we're going to go back to one person sharing a driveway. Okay. Got some children here. We're going to go very slow through here. We're going to watch these children real carefully. Okay. As you can see, lots of people are out and about. That's why there's a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit, or 20. It says 20 kilometers per hour speed limit in the campground. I guess that'll work for most occasions. I'm doing about 15 miles per hour as I'm driving through here. Again, a shared site. We're in the B section, a shared site on the first two, on both the left and the right, and then back to single sites. You get kind of a feel for how the campers can be pulled over a little bit into that little drive to take advantage of some of the shade. A dual site, last one here, two people sharing one pullout, and two people sharing on the left one pullout. Now as we pass into the A section, we're back to one unit only per site. Pull over here, let these guys go by. We're passing by 610, excuse me, on the right. 609 on the left. 608 on the right. 607 on the left. 606 on the right. 605 on the left. 604 on the right here. 603 on the left. 602 on the right. And 601 with a street light on the left. We're going to go up another block to the 700 row. Houses you just saw, and the cars that we just passed turning is staff housing and parking. 701 through 750. We're now heading to the east. Again, each row is east-west orientated. A section. All sites are single units. Restroom facility between the 700 and 800 row, and both in all sections A, B, and C in the middle of the row. We're going to pass over the crossroad, go into the B section. Two units sharing the first site here on the right, and two units will share the site on the left. Then back to single units per drive as we go through. Restroom here in the middle of the section, in between the 700, 800 row. Dual sites here on the left and on the right for the last ones on that section. As we enter into the C section, the first two are shared drives, 2 units per driveway. And then back to 1 unit per drive. As you can see, some have a lot of sunlight. Like this is 741 full sun, 743 full sun across from the restroom here. Oh, we're back to the 2 little girls. They went up a street. Alright, we'll go slow through here. Alright, 2 units sharing here on the right. That's 747.49, and 748 and 750 have 2 units on the left. Alright, the last row is the 800 row for this campground. The first driveway is shared on both the right and the left side. And then we're back to 1 unit per pullout. It's really a nice campground. We've gone up a little bit up the hill. If we look down, I'm going to look out the side window here. If you look downward, you see that the campsites are going down the hill because we're kind of up a hill here. And at the end there are mountains. And on the other side, there are mountains. It's hard to see through the trees. But we're in the B section now. These are the last campsites. The last row. Shared site there on the last one, 814, 816, on both the right and the left. And then we're into the A section. I will show you, there's no numbered sites up here, but they have another drive at the top, which is like an overflow section. No hookups, but they do allow people to park. If they're full, they have units that are parked down one side of the road that way. Let me back up. And then as you continue down the road this way, they have units that are parked on the side of the road that way. This is like an overflow section. No hookups, just a place to park at night. Not sure what they charge for that. I'll see if I can find out. We're back to the A section of the 800 row. I'm going to drive through here. These are all 1 unit per pullout in the A section. Again, if you go to the website, they have a photograph of each camping site. And the photograph is kind of like this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move the camera like this. They show you a photograph just like this of each campsite. So you can see the number and the circle on the Parks Canada website where you make your reservation. Every campsite has a photograph. But this drive-through will give you a little idea of how the campsite is laid out, so you can kind of help you decide where you'd like to stay. It's a great campground. It's quiet. If you've ever been to Banff before, this is our first time here, you know that there is a train track that goes through town. And there are a few trains that go through. You do hear a train occasionally, but it's far enough away it doesn't really bother you. It's kind of nice to hear the train going through town, a little whistle every now and then. Oh, the campers are lined up to get in. They take one of the exit drives and make it an entrance drive in the busy time of the day, in the evenings when people are arriving to check in. Okay, we're going to go down the road, down Tunnel Mountain Road a little further, and we're going to go to Tunnel Mountain Village 1, which is another campground area. This was the trailer court in Village 2, where you had electric only hookups, full hookups in the trailer court, electric hookups only in Village 2. And then Village 1 is no hookups. We're going to go down the road here. And there's another entrance to Village 1. Beautiful scenery. Surrounded by mountains. There's hiking trails down to the right here off the road. Okay, we're going to travel down this road a little ways until we get to Trailer Village 1. There's a pull-off here with an overlook that overlooks down to the Bow River. And as we continue down Tunnel Mountain Road, just to tell you, Tunnel Mountain Road runs into, if you're going around and take a right, you're going to hit Trans-Canadian Highway 1, which is the way you're going to arrive in Banff, is coming from Canmore, Calgary, and then to Canmore, and then to Tunnel Mountain Road exit. Tunnel Mountain Village 1 is full. It says it's full. It has camping for both tents and hardback campers. We're going to turn down here and head in here and take a quick look at the campground. There is bus service from each of the Tunnel Mountain campgrounds back to Banff. Again, it's free to ride the bus. Okay, we're going to go in here. We're going to go into the B section, give you a view of what these campsites look like. As you go down the road, you're going to see that there are like a loop that goes back in here. The campsite has a picnic table and fire ring. They're all kind of like that. Lots of tent space, camping space. There is water and restroom, shower facilities, washing stations in each campground area. Again, no hookups. Nice tent pads, level sites for tents to be pitched. Picnic tables, fire grates. Really nice campground. Many of the sites are plenty big enough to accommodate a small camper of some kind. That gives you a little idea of looking at this as to how the layout is. All three sections, A, B, and C, are similar. It's a loop that goes through the campground. Sites are numbered. Easy to find your site. We're going to go up a little bit further. They do have some entertainment at a theater that's central to all of their sites. There's an indoor theater by the trailer court, in between trailer court and Village 2, and there's an outdoor theater here in Village 1. You go down here and you park at the end, and then you walk to the theater. There is an area here where there's firewood available. The firewood is free for you to enjoy during your visit. You're not supposed to take more than you can use, but it says to take just what you're going to use for your visit, and not to bring in any foreign firewood from outside this area. It's kind of a nice amenity, firewood being provided. Normally you're buying firewood for $5 a bundle or so, and it's free for you to use while you're camping in here. Same controlled access as it is at the other side, so people can register and then enter. I'm gonna dump off some garbage here. Get the common garbage. Okay, that just about concludes the tour of Tunnel Mountain Campground. It's really a nice place. We've stayed here for 2 weeks. Really enjoyed this campground. I gotta put me a sun visor down. You can't see me if I do that. Okay. Tunnel Mountain Campground, I highly recommend. Great location. You're only minutes from Banff. If you don't want to drive, there's a shuttle bus that'll take you into town. They start running in the morning, I think about 8 o'clock. They run till 10:30 at night. I think it's 11 on weekend nights. But the shuttle bus will take you right into town. You can stop at a variety of locations that can suit your needs. The washateria is just right down the street from the campground. There's not one within the campground areas. We didn't find that to be a problem. The washateria is open from 7 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. Last load has to be in by 8. And that wasn't a problem with us. We used the washateria down the road a few times. It's pretty convenient. And we we really enjoyed our stay here. We're going to be heading off up to Jasper next, and we'll be giving you a full campground review of the campground that we're going to stay out there. But I highly recommend Tunnel Mountain Campground. Again, if you need full hookups, it's Tunnel Mountain Trailer Court. If you have the need for electric only, it's Tunnel Mountain Village 2. And the no hookup campsite is Tunnel Mountain Village 1. It's a little bit confusing, but when you go to the Parks Canada website where you make your reservations, the campground layout is there. It explains which sites have what amenities, and you make your reservation. I think you can make it well in advance, and it is highly recommended that you make those reservations well in advance, because as you can see, we'll flip the camera around, there's a line of people waiting to get up here to the check-in station, and a line of people waiting to go through check-in to get to their site for the night. It is a crowded place. Later in the evening, 8, 9 o'clock, every site in this campground will be full. It has been every day we've been here. Of course, we're here last week of June, first week of July, so we're in a really busy season time of the year. And just so you know, this time of the year, with the sun being high in the sky, it is daylight till about 10:30 at night. It starts getting dark around 10. By 10:30, it's pretty dim outside, but it's 10:30 before daylight fades away. So, and it's daylight by 5 a.m. So really long days right now. And I'm heading back to our Casita trailer on the 300 row. Just giving you one more look at this campground. It's really beautiful, great campground. That's all for now. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and it might help you pick your campsite if you're heading this way. We're about to enter Tunnel Mountain Trailer Court off of Tunnel Mountain Road. So we'll see you later. Please subscribe if you haven't.